Let's see. Good morning, everyone. Maybe the wrong camera there. Good morning, everyone. Okay, guys. Are we better now? My goodness. When am I going to ever get my act together, huh? All right. Happy Sunday to all you guys. November the 16th, 2025, 10:32 in the morning. Sorry for the rough start. I'll blame my production team. Good morning, Jennifer Pongo, David Kiefer. Again, mentioned you earlier, but you didn't hear me because I was muted. Let's see what we got here. We got Dr. Mark Kramer in the room. Saw a picture of you and your wife the other day. Happy anniversary, buddy. Anthony Canafalo. Good morning. I think he's a St. Pete guy, or at least he's in the St. Pete area. Are we still muted? I don't think we are. Pongo, good morning. A1 Rising. I like that. If anyone is interested in an awesome story, makes me think. 3I, the third I, Atlas. Funny old name, huh? 3I Atlas. Couldn't make this up if you wanted to. One of the most spectacular events in the history of mankind is occurring, and people are talking about politics. It is absolutely amazing to me. I am convinced that we are on the verge of something really spectacular in the next 6 months to 2 years, maybe not even that long. Just too much smoke, too much noise, too much everything going on in the universe. And we're all focused on our little political thing. I would encourage you, if you have not heard of this subject, 3I Atlas. Something's going on in the universe. Now, people could say that it's all a little political thing and what have you, but or a psyop. A lot of people are saying it's a psyop. There's so much noise around this subject right now. This supposed comet that is now traveling at over 200,000 miles per hour. It was traveling at 147. This thing just changes speed. Went by the sun. I think it hung out by the sun, very close proximity of the sun, relatively speaking. Any other comet that would have been that close to the sun would have been pulled into the sun's gravity. This one seemed to just defy the gravity of the sun. And look, we're going to move into IM very quickly, but I thought I would just share what I think is spectacular information. And look, I have not used the word aliens or invasion or any of that stuff. I'm just saying for a comet. If indeed this is a comet, this is the most bizarre comet in the history of astrophysics. This thing is doing things that no comet has ever done. And it is like literally shredding up most of what we know about science, physics, astrophysics. For me, it's fascinating. I have been convinced. I was telling my sister, I don't think I've ever told her this, but ever since I was a young man, probably a boy, I have always anticipated a moment in my lifetime when I would either have contact with another dimension or beings, or that the whole world would have contact. I actually believe this is going to happen. And it would explain an awful lot of missing pieces of data. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. That is most certainly what we're going to talk about today. And before we get there, I would like you to repost this room. I'd like you to send this room out to your mother who you haven't spoken to, your dad who you maybe haven't spoken to. Okay. If you have had an argument with your parents 100 years ago, 3 years ago, you don't even know what the argument's still about. If you've had an argument with your sister, your brother, I invite my brother, my sister-in-law, my sisters, my cousins and uncles. Well, I don't have any uncles and aunts anymore. They're all dead. From the other world, please join. Anyone that's ever thought they knew me, anyone that thinks they know me, I would really encourage you to just show up here with a blank canvas and spend a little time with a whole group of people. There'll be a couple thousand people in here before we're done, I hope. Thinking about what I am doing here in this lifetime, what you are doing. What is Robert Flutie supposed to be here for? Does Robert fully understand as an entity, as a unique one of one, not one of 16, not one of 36, not one of 400, not one of 4 million, not one of 4 billion, a one of one. Okay, like in his own category. Maddie 7250 is a one of one. The question is, does he or she know that they are a one of one? Lucas Nash, a one of one. Okay. So what do these people believe in? Do they believe that they're one of many? Do they believe they're one of a family? Do they believe they're one of a zip code? I had a huge argument yesterday with someone suggesting that if you grow up in Iowa and all the jobs run out because there's no people and there's no jobs in Iowa, that, that town is supposed to provide you a job. Now, I don't really understand this, okay? Because, and I am going to try to, do this in an hour and a half and not run like I did last week. Hopefully, I didn't abuse too many people. I had a great last week, by the way. Crushed me in a most spectacular way. Anyway, also, I would like to share some of my wins with you today that I've noticed since last week. Just make a little note on that. Hopefully I'll remember. When I make notes, it doesn't mean that I'm going to go back and read the note. I just like to make the note because I like to make the note because it's a way for me to anchor in the thought. And yes, my brother is let's see, who just said that? Somebody said, Robert Flutie. Yeah, your brother's over in Donish's space and he's a traitor. Listen, just for all you, my friends that are in spaces talking about politics and stuff, I commend them. I'm sure they're doing the right thing. For all of you, I want to congratulate you for pulling yourself out of the spigot of rumor, gossip, fear, future worry. And I want to commend you for taking an hour to an hour and a half out of your 24 times 7 hours. That's 178 hours, 100, yeah. A whole hour and a half human beings can take to not be in control, to not be on the main stage, to sit in the audience and listen, just as if you were going to church, just as if you were going to a philosopher, just as you were going to someone to sit down and think, hey, let's have a subject and let's talk about that subject. This subject is a subject I think we spend far too little time on, and it is called I am. That is all I'm doing here. We're going to discuss I am. I don't really care about Bitcoin, politics, money. If I get the I am right, everything else will sort itself out. And by the way, everyone is exactly where they're supposed to be, when they're there, when they're supposed to be, and there's nothing I can do to change it. I can encourage people. I can offer up a solution for people. I can fix the meal, but I cannot make people eat. I cannot make people digest. I cannot make anyone challenge their belief systems. And that is what we're going to be talking about. Because if I am, all right, let's start cooking here. Got 873 people in the room or so, 900, whatever. We're going to talk about I am. And I want you to write down in your notebook. If you don't have a notebook and you're here, you're making a mistake. Okay, you should grab a book, and that book should be devoted to your I ams. You will end up building a really large database, a dictionary, an encyclopedia of who you are across a timeline. And let me tell you, I'm going to tell you something that I didn't listen to enough. I was arrogant. My ears were closed because I was a punk, and I, was convinced what I knew, never bothering to ask, what don't I know? Listen, if you're 16, 15, 14 to say 84, got you. If you're 14 to 84 years old, you should ask yourself, what do I believe in? Okay, I'm going to write that down. When you're trying to discover who I am, ask yourself, hey, what do you believe in? Okay, and you might want to write down that whole list of things. Then the next question you must ask yourself. The next question. The beliefs that I have, what do I believe in? Where did they come from? Where did the beliefs come from that I have? For instance, I have an image of our planet looking like this, looking like a circle, because I have seen so many blue, beautiful circles of our planet. But in reality, if I read anything, our planet is not a circle. It is not even close to a circle. It is I can't remember the name of it, but it's a pear shape. Okay. So there's an area where we walk around thinking our planet is a round circle like a marble, yet in reality, it is not anywhere close to that. What is gravity? What is my belief on gravity? What is my belief on what is in the air? What is my belief about how many senses I have relative to what other organisms and animals have or entities? Do you think it's odd? I think it's odd. Okay, let me not ask the question to you. I think it's odd that my ego, you guys can hear me okay, right? Sound okay? Is it a high quality sound? Where was I headed with this thought? I have all these belief systems, and I think I'm a spectacular entity. I think I mean, we've gone so far as to label now American humans exceptional. We can't just do hey, a human is exceptional. But are we? Are we exceptional? Because I'm told that I use about about 3% of my ability to see all the spectrums, to hear all the tones. Why is it my dog can hear tones that I can't hear? Why is it my dogs can see things I can't see and sense things that I can't see? Why is it that some human beings seem to be wired for perception and some beings are just almost like they're muted, like they cannot hear a thing? Why is it that buffalo run toward a storm when it's coming? Well, how do they even know? So my point here is that we as humans, I as a human, have been educated, programmed to believe that I was the ultimate thing. And most of my belief systems about me being ultimate, yet being so grossly flawed, sinful, immoral, challenged, not as smart as you, smarter than you. My belief systems, if I'm really honest, very few of them have been created by me, proven by me, developed by me. I have taken most everything that I think I know. In fact, I have received everything I know. And I just want to say, I need to add, I think I know. The things I think I know. Wow, that'd make a great book, actually. The things I think I know. I'd like you to write that down. The things I think I know. Now write down the things I am willing to lose every penny for that I believe in. In other words, are you willing to bet everything you have on what your belief system is? Do you believe whatever you believe in? Okay, I mean, we could go so far down this rabbit hole. What I'm trying to suggest is when I get all locked in and argumentative and debating other people about reality, I may find that my reality and perhaps even your reality isn't even true. And we're arguing over something that we don't really truly understand, but it is merely our belief systems. It is the things that I've been fed by churches, schools, family, parents, uncles, aunts, the things I've read, and the misinterpretations that I have had in watching, reading, listening, and observing. The movies I have watched, the cartoons I have been entertained by, educated, they are different things, my friends. Education and entertainment are different. Rationalizations, justifications, pawn-offs, well, that's just the way it is. Hey, gravity's been gravity. Everybody agrees what gravity is. Really, I don't agree that gravity's ever been defined properly. I think probably frequencies and harmonics I don't know if you hear the bells in the background. But you tell me that harmonics and frequency doesn't have something to do with this planet, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, I don't believe you," okay? Now, how do I know that? Because very few people spend any time talking about it except the crazy people. I know because I know, okay? There's something about frequency and harmonics, harmony. I am looking for now, finally in my life, I am no longer interested in finding happiness. I don't think happiness is a word. I mean, I think it's a word, but it most certainly has no standard definition by anyone. The word happiness, I rarely ever use except to discuss the concept of happiness because I don't think happiness is something that anyone, in fact, I think it should just be thrown out of the freaking vocabulary. And the reason I say that is I think a lot of people chase being happy and like I have been happy only in the moment, in the very absolute moment. And even I'm not happy right now, this moment. I'm doing, dude, I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't necessarily always have to be happy about it. It's not my primary feeling. My primary emotion is say, stay on point. Don't let your ego see. All I do is show up here and I'm like, hey man, just don't let my ego get involved. And I don't even do it from the negative. I do it from I am the brush. Okay. All I want to do is be the brush here. I don't need to entertain or make people laugh or be pretty. I need to be the brush. Okay. Um, and as the brush, I'm like, hey, what are my beliefs? Okay. What if my belief is a brush? I know this is going to be a stupid, silly analogy, but I'm a brush and I'm a big brush. I'm a big brush and I see a bunch of little brushes, and big brushes can do things that little brushes can't do. And I decide that I am going to start behaving like a little brush. Um, in fact, the little brushes have a bunch of acrylic paint on them, and the big brush I've been using for oil. And now I am trying to make my big brush do something that it was really not designed to do. But in the brush family of generations of brush families, a brush is a brush is a brush. All brushes are the same. They do the same thing. Then why do we make different size brushes? Why do we make different brushes with different materials? If you woke up every morning thinking, hey man, I am the pencil, I am simply the pencil. My job is to stay sharp. No longer an eraser, just a pencil. I can't delete my things. I can't delete my comments. Hey, you people on social media, heads up. Don't say things to people that you don't want to. Don't say things that you will later be able to delete. Why don't you say things like you say things in writing that you would say in person, in public, in front of other people? And guess what? You can't delete your words when you say them to other people, especially when you say them to other people. Okay? Brian Phillips, you're a ding dong. Dude, I can't take that back. I can't now delete it. Okay? I should, like, no one should be able to delete anything. Okay? You should communicate the same way you communicate in real life. You can't go grab the words and pull them back and go, hey, nobody knows. Now, if you make a mistake and say something, cool. Go online and say, wow, I made a mistake. Gary Cardone's actually not a ding dong. He's actually a good, legitimate guy. So I am trying to do the right thing, and I am the brush, okay? I am the brush, a brush. brush for this particular thing right here. Like, I think I can become what I was put here for by just following a frequency, man. By listening to myself. But in order for me to listen to myself, I have to be willing to ask a question. What do I believe in? Really? I am. And then we get stuck. And then I implore everyone, hey, listen, man, if you're stuck on I am, if you're really having a problem with I am, do I am not. I am not. Okay? I am not a thief. I am not a dishonorable human being. I am not fake. Like, it's a big deal to me, dude. I have always abhorred fake people. I mean, abhorred. Zero respect. You will lose my respect so fast when you behave differently than what you believe in. And I don't really care if you're my friend. You also lose my trust because I'm like, wow, dude, if you will betray your own belief system and not speak up, what would happen if I said something and you weren't, and you actually believed in it, but we got attacked and you're not gonna support me. You're gonna fold up like a cheap suit. I can't trust that. So what do I believe in, really? What do I believe in? Me. I am my belief system. Ever heard that one? I am my belief system, and I can pretend like that's not true. I can fight it, but I tell you what, you're going to hate what I'm getting ready to say. Not only am I my belief system, but I don't even know how I got my belief system the way I got it. I have belief systems that are from my mother. They're just absolutely flawed. And my dad, and teachers and schools. In fact, I would suggest that most everything that you and I know has some element of inaccuracy, mistruth, fiction, error. Is that possible? Could it be possible that everything you and I think we know and believe in has some era of some room of error? Are you sure? I mean, like, let's just pretend like this is my last day and this is your last day on this planet. And it's either, hey, door one, you're right on everything you believe. And door one is infinite perfection. And door two is, oh, wow, there was some flaws in your belief system and you're going to go and repeat this fucking journey for another 1,000 years. Really, I don't know anybody that's going to say, I'm willing to bet the farm that everything I know is true and real. Seriously, man. Come on. See, this is the way I kind of think about things. I'm a very odd thinker, I think, and almost sometimes in extremes of, if this was my last day, would I bet everything I have, would I bet the future of my children on my belief systems? Would I? You start to figure out very, 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 very quickly, unless you're an ego fucking maniac, that there is very few things on this planet in this lifetime that I am 100% certain of. Like 100. And that's why I think this, not to get back to this 3-eye atlas, one, I think the name is just unbelievable. The third eye, 3-eye. By the way, that is what I think is happening. Just to go on the record, I think this comet that is behaving in a way that no comet's ever behaved, ever, is doing something to the energy on this planet. The energy now you could say that, hey, look, I started this over a year and a month ago. And one thing I've never really shared with people is I not only was told to come do this, but I actually had this, wow, I'm actually doing this early, but I'm preparing for something. I really do think I'm preparing for something. And you guys, I know I say this every now and then. I think lawyers are going to sue me one day and go, look, the guy was crazy. He was talking about, that he went on and started this little church movement and he was preparing for something. Well, I actually do believe that. I think we're all being prepared. If you're here, dude, you're preparing. If you're sitting in a Bitcoin room on a Sunday morning, it's cool. You're preparing. Like, I just got other things to do here. Like, to me, this is a big deal. And this is a big deal? Everything that's happening on this planet right now is a big deal. Everything happening in your world, if you are vibrating right now at a level that is unusual, if you're seeing things that you're having to turn your head like this all the time, the energy is different. Now maybe it's me, okay, but like I am an antenna and I am picking up some heavy duty frequency. In fact, so much to say, and nothing's changed with my diet, not one thing. It was bad before and it's still bad. My sleep patterns have absolutely completely changed. I used to go to bed at 2:00 in the morning. I am now going to bed at 9:30 at night, waking up at 4:30. Awake, man, just like, like somebody stuck a damn wire up my ass. I mean, not like, but I am a lot, and I'm hearing things I have never heard before. Maybe I'm going crazy, But if you're sharing, if you have any of this, okay, I'm just the brush here, okay. I don't even know why I'm sharing all this. I just kind of communicate, and whatever you guys are going to get out of it, I like some of these. I think I walk away from these Sundays and I'm like, man, what did I just do? Okay. But as I was preparing this morning, I was thinking about these things. I'm like, hey, man, there's a lot going on this planet. Let's say the whole orbs and UFOs and UFAs or UAFs, or they got to change the name. See, that's why I know there's something going on, because now we're even changing the definitions. We do this every time. Government changes the definitions, changes the words. Why am I communicating about all this? Look, we most certainly have mysteries and secrets and messages for thousands of years about other things going on other than humans, okay? There is something going on here. And I wonder sometimes, spend time in politics and economics a lot, and there's so much noise in those fields. I mean, it goes from one chaos to another chaos, to up market, to a down market, to war, to this. And I'm like, hey, why is all of that so loud? Okay. Like, why is it that my friends would go talk about crypto or something else when they could come here and support this? Like, I don't get that. But like, if I'm my friend, I'm probably not going to watch my friends do these things. Okay. And they're my friends. So I get that. But it's so easy to go talk about these things, okay? It's so easy to get jacked up. And what's hard is it is hard for me to be quiet. It is hard for me to disconnect from buckets of people who have buckets of beliefs. It is hard for me to do this. I don't want to be alone, but I have learned only a few things in mass groups of people. And usually it's do what they are not doing. Do what they are not doing. If I had any message for any human being on this planet, if I was going to die tomorrow or tonight, my message would be, hey, be as outrageously different as you could possibly be from the masses. The masses are always wrong. And the reason is, I think we have never, ever confronted how flawed our basic beliefs are as groups and as individuals. As groups, our belief systems are completely and utterly flawed. Okay? My group is better than your group. No, it's just a different group, dude, with a different purpose. It doesn't have to be competitive. It doesn't have to be a war. You're not taking anything from me. You can't take me from me. Can't. The only person that can take me from me is me. The only person that cannot fully embrace who I am is me. Your mother can beat the fuck out of you, okay? Your dad can rape you. There's bad things that happen to people. I got it. Okay, my dad died. Somebody was complaining to me the other day about their life, how difficult it was. I'm like, oh, really? Well, when I was 9, I lost my dad. When I was 20, I lost my brother. Never saw the guy again. When I was 24, I met a woman. I've never told this story to the public. I met a woman who I would fall madly, madly, madly in love with. At 24, she would leave, and I would not talk to her for 10 years, not have a clue why she left me. So here's 3 massive losses. 20 years later, I would find out that not only did I lose her, but I lost a baby she was impregnated with, and she aborted. I had a C-, economics and marketing, leaving college in 1981 at the height of the recession and the largest manufacturing output of college graduates in the history of the United States. Just in the smack dab in the recession. And I didn't have any of these spaces to go to and go, oh, wow, man, I can't afford to buy a house. I made $27,000 my first job. Now, I'm not bitching. I thought it was amazing that somebody was paying me $27,000. I didn't deserve to get paid 27 grand, dude. I spent 4 years in college smoking dope, partying my ass off, doing naughty things, paying very little attention to the crowd, because one gift I have been given my whole life is I am not a joiner. I'm not. I don't like crews, man. I don't like clubs. I've never liked clubs. Now, show me some extreme clubs with some extreme people. Now, those cats I kind of like. Extreme. The moment I knew I liked extreme, I knew that, hey, I'm different, a little different than other people, okay? I like the juice. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? I like being obsessed, for instance. There's nothing wrong with me being obsessed. Obsession has served me extremely well. I have lived under the lie that being obsessed is not good. It took me up into about 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe, for me to go, whoa, obsession's really my superpower. So let's get back to what I really believe in. What do you really believe in? Do you believe everything your dad taught you? Do you believe everything that your dad's religion taught you? Do you believe that you were born by these two people? You ended up in their school, you ended up in their religion, you ended up in their society, and you won the lottery because your crew has it all figured out. I'm a Catholic, and the Protestants over there, so sorry for them. They really got fucked, didn't they? I mean, they're going to have to live in purgatory forever because they don't do it the way the Catholics do it. Their genuflection, they missed a knee. Or the Jewish people, or the Scientology people, or the Baptist people, or the Muslims, whatever, dude. Okay, Allah Mala. Okay, I am calling bullshit on a God that picks winners and losers. I am calling bullshit on a God who can't handle the 4-letter word. Oh, I'm blasphemous because I use the F word. Come on, man. Either God's like super I am of all of us, or he's a little punk. What am I willing to really sacrifice my whole life for in my belief systems? Okay. I want you to ask yourself, what am I willing to die on a hill for in my belief system? Not in your honor system, but what you believe in, man. What you believe is true and not true. Because I think my belief systems define my ability to determine me, man. So if you have a bunch of stuck belief systems, okay, I am comfortable not having a bunch of belief systems. It actually makes more sense to me that I don't believe in fairy tales. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean I don't believe in fate, that I don't have faith? That no, dude, I actually think the biggest challenge is me just figuring out who I am. Like, I have never read my owner's manual. Women know more about their dishwashers than they do about themselves, man. Yet men know more about options trading than they know about themselves. Do you know what your gamma is? Do you know what your volatility index is as a human being? What your MNAV is? What is your MNAV? Huh? Your multiple of your net asset value. Okay. You might want to ask yourself, what is your HNAV? Your human net asset value. What is your HNAV? HVAP, MNAV, HVAP, NAV. You see where I'm going? It's infinite, dude. If you looked at me, what am I worth? Is it $1? $2? What am I worth? If I live another 30 days, like seriously ask yourself this question, okay? I think this is the most important thing I have ever done in my life, bar none, zero, including having children. Is not the funnest thing I've ever done. It may or may not be the most rewarding thing I've ever done. Internally, it's already paid off monster amounts of premium. But in that, I believe that this is the most important thing I am doing, or have ever done, or probably will do. What is my value? What am I worth? Is it $1? $10, $20, $1,000, 50,000, 500,000, a million, 10 million, 20 million, 400 million? What amount of money am I willing to prostitute myself not to do this? See, that's where I'm headed. There is nothing more important for me to do than this. Sure, I can go build another business. I can get another business card. I mean, they're not really that expensive. I got some fancy ones over here. I don't even look at them anymore. I am Gary Cardone, dude. I have a business card and I don't even understand what's in it. I don't understand what it represents. Do you have a business card and you have no clue who you are? I am created to do something here spectacular. When I was 38 years old, I think, I was driving in a car one afternoon. I was making a lot of money. I've always asked myself important questions. I think people should ask themselves really, 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 really important questions. And the question I asked was, I was getting a lot of attention. And the question I asked myself was, hey, Gary, somebody tells you you're going to die in 10 days, man. You're going to die in 10 days. You're going to die in a year. You go to your funeral. Who shows up? What do they say? Who shows up and what do they say? And I'm like, wow. One, I'm not even sure who's going to show up. And two, what are they going to say? They're going to say, Gary was an awesome trader. Gary really rocked the markets. Gary did this. Gary. I'm like, whoa. The thought, the absolute terror I had. Not terror, shame, man. The shame I had that I would be remembered as a deal guy rocked me to my core. It really upset me. It actually disgusted me. And it was at that moment I'm saying, that's not going to happen for me, okay? I will not be known as a rich guy who built businesses. That's terrible, man. This is so easy. You know what's hard? Being authentic. Telling people that it hasn't been easy. It's been messy. Telling people that, hey, all these books you read about what you have to do, stand on your head, eat this kind of meat, do this 17 times a day, it's all bullshit, dude. You don't need to do any of that. You need to figure out who you are. Because I have become a champion at many things that did not really meet my needs, not my great needs. That doesn't mean that my life has been a loss, not in the least. But if I know what I know today and I was starting over, I would do this differently. I mean, I could share with you what I did to get to where I am, which is cool. I mean, I don't know why you would take 20 years, though, because I wasted 20 or 30 years. See, why would you waste 20 or 30 years when you could do this when you're 25? Now, you're going to say, hey, Gary, I don't have any money. I have to do what you're doing. Okay, well, that's what I said to myself, too. In fact, I didn't say that to myself because I didn't know. One, I didn't know I had the skill. Two, I just didn't know anything about anything. Maybe that's one of the good things of having so many losses. I think that is a benefit, actually. I remember asking my brother once on camera, I said, hey, man, if you could take back our dad not dying when we were 9, wave a magic wand, would you do it? And both of our answers were unequivocally no. We would literally do it over again. So if you have some trauma in your life, I have to be willing to accept this is my story, man. The question is, how am I going to make up this story? Am I going to become a victim of the story, or am I going to learn from the story and just realize it's just my story. Okay. And I'm sorry if you were harmed as a child. I know people's families that are being slaughtered right now in the Ukraine. I know people, I don't know these people, but there are people all over the world bad things are happening to. All I can deal with right now is right now. Like what's happening for me right now. Do I have a belief system that says, and this is the part that I wished that we would have spent more time focused on me, on I amness, on what I believe in, who I am, rather than balance sheets, accounting, funny math, science that's unprovable, math that has holes in it. I get on a treadmill, and instead of asking important questions, I chase little pieces of cheese. Human beings are really funny. I know human beings behave this way because if you look at the masses behave in a certain way. This is going to sound horrible, okay? But ask yourself, am I part of the masses? Look at me. I am most certainly not a part of the masses. I probably have missed great opportunities in just going, no, I don't even want to be. Like, I have an aversion to it, okay? It all, when 45 people tell me one thing, I'm like, man, I don't think so, okay? If you got a whole group of people all going the same direction, you can pretty much assure that I will be going in a very opposite direction. What's that based on? It's based on history, man. Groups usually make the wrong decision. Groups usually make the wrong decision. If you are in a group and you cannot challenge the master, the top dog, the writings, the prophecy, the hey, this is the way it is. It's written down. This is item 16-2. Dude, I already know I'm in a cult. I am in a closed group. I am in a group of people that will not consider what they believe in may or may not be actually accurate. Okay, that's what I have to do. Hey, what are my belief systems? And am I sure? Am I willing to go to my grave? And am I willing to bet my children's life on it? And I think you're going to start to find that there's a lot of things you do that you really don't believe in that surely, but you're betting your fucking I amness on it every day. Every day you walk around going, I don't want to offend anybody over there. Dude, why? They're living in la la land, man. They're not happy. Yeah, they're most certainly not going to be happy if you like light up like a Christmas tree and become yourself. They're going to hate you even more. I have had so many people hate me. Like, I will go through this, man. These spaces, I'll have people hating me here, telling me I look like shit, that I'm a crackhead, that I need to get off of hard drugs. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? See, it's really interesting for me to watch that reaction because I am seeing people whose entire belief system is challenged. When they get that violent and criticism, by the way, I love criticism, okay? I like receiving it, and I like when I give it. I mean, I don't really like it because as soon as I say something or think something about someone, I realize, man, dude, I have to go look at myself. Why does that guy irritate me? Why does that man irritate me? Is he showing me a part of myself that continues to behave this way, or does it show me a part of myself that used to behave that way? I'm still embarrassed by it. It's always that. What action can I take to best prepare myself to study my belief systems? I have to sit down with myself and go, dude, I have never done a reality check on my belief systems. You've never done an inventory of what you believe. Never. I don't care what you are. Let's say that you're a devout la, 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 la. All right. You should challenge every one of these thoughts. Are you sure? I am sure of nothing. I am sure that my greatest challenge in life, if I am really, 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 really honest, my greatest challenge in life is to learn to listen, to tap into that small inner voice that everyone speaks about for centuries, okay? This inner knowingness. If you don't know what I'm talking about, okay, just give yourself permission. Say to yourself, hey, I am aware. I am more aware today than I was yesterday. I know. My knowingness is increasing. It's enhancing. Okay. I believe, and this is a belief based on something that happens inside of me. It's based on something as real to me as gravity is to you, or the pain in my right foot right now. Is that when I'm doing the right thing, or in fact the wrong thing, I have sensations that I cannot not sense if I'm aware. Okay, like they're so apparent to me. My inner voice is gold, man. It never cheats me. This cheats me. I receive the message and then I distill the message through all my belief systems. Ooh, might be a little early. Oh, you're too young for that. Oh, you're too old for that. Hey, you need to do this before you get ready. Ooh, you need to do that. You need to write a book. You need to do this. No, I need to actually do what I'm told to do, what feels consistent with and it is in alignment. Okay, I don't need to be pushing. I get everybody and their brother want me to, hey, sell your art, sell your art. What are you selling? I'm like, dude, I just want to do the art. I'm worried about selling it later. It's a different thing, man. Okay, I like. When did it become that you create something and immediately have to monetize it? Is it okay to create something and just create it? We're so busy measuring things. Okay, including me, by the way. Oh, 3.4 thousand people in here. Okay, well, that's good, man. That's good. Like I like that measurement. If there was 35 people in here, I'd be like, wow, man, 35 people. Is it really worth 35 people, hour and a half every day, 52 years, 52 sessions? Probably not, 669 people doing coffee with Donish, and I'm only getting 30 people, dude. There's something wrong, right? I have 3,500 people in here. This is a real church. This would be one of the largest churches in the world today. Something's happening here. I cannot not see this. Know thyself. Stop focusing on other people. Okay? If you're irritated with your wife, focus on yourself. If you're irritated with your boyfriend, focus on yourself. If you're irritated with everyone, focus on yourself, man. If you're angry, you got to figure out why. Okay? Anger is not going to help you. The only thing anger is going to do is if you were like me and you didn't have a silver spoon in your mouth and you're a little irritated because you didn't get the membership. I like that chip on my shoulder, okay? The problem is it's probably irritated quite a few institutional players because I've had a chip on my shoulder. I got to say, okay, chip on your shoulder is not the worst thing in the world. I wrote down here early this morning, doing this, I have been confronted with my own God belief system. I'm going to change the camera view, and I'd like the feedback from you guys to tell me which one you like over the other. We'll do the rest of this in this venue. I have been confronted so much by the concept of God since doing this, because I did not intend to do this. I think God's a very abused concept and a word. And I've really tried to stay away from any of the religious dogma or nomenclature. But in doing this, it has most certainly brought me down to a perspective that, well, it just keeps coming back to God, man. I don't know what else to call it, the universe, God. And as I was thinking about this, and I find it very, very hard, and I'm asking myself all kind of questions like, what am I? Who am I? Why am I here? What action can I take to best prepare myself? And the answer, no self. Look, I asked myself a question. I start writing. No self. Listen to my inner voices. I specifically did parentheses around the S. Lawyers. No, seriously, I think there are multiple composites of the way I think, what I believe in, maybe even survival mechanisms, right? Then I wrote down, learn, study, and question everything. Learn, study, question. Think, be me. Be me. And that led me to this, okay, this God thing that I was at just a little while ago. The greatest blasphemy, one of my greatest fears in doing this was that you guys, there will be people who find what I'm doing as totally blasphemous, that I'm using the word church. By the way, I was told to use the word church. I didn't want to use it. I don't want to offend anyone. I think religion, we need more than just people making money and watching TV. We need people to be in touch with their light. Like, I am a light, man. I am sure I am the light of the world. I have been saying this since I am the light of the world. I am a great warrior of God, of truth, of righteousness. Whatever it is, dude, I don't really care. I don't care if it's reptilians or I am trying to ascend. That's all I think. I am the most blasphemous when I distort my true self. Something created me and I go out of my damn way to make it small, to minimize it, to distort it, to not embrace all of it. I literally go out of my way to minimize it. And I think that's blasphemy. I think it's blasphemy if you do it. I'm going to hold you responsible for being an absolute animal, a one of one, man. You're a one of one. That's how this started, right? A one of one, pretending to be one of many. I am the light of the world, okay? King Daniel the Great says, I am the light of the world. Hey, listen, I think you can say that unequivocally. That is an awesome I am statement. I am the light of the world. I am not a dim light. I am not an erratic light. I am a bright light of the world, and I get brighter. Wow, that's an awful, awful goal. It doesn't include money. I am the light of the world. Dude, the world most certainly needs light, okay? It most certainly needs authentic light. It most certainly needs more mentors and teachers. I don't know where have the philosophers gone to, man? That aren't crazy. You can't, or criminal. These pigs coming on social media and building churches, and then they get all these airplanes and billions and millions and hundreds, and then they freak out, dude. They go into depression and just go crazy. Ego, man, ego. I am not important. I am important in that I am the light, and I should just shine that light, not make it a different light, not change it, not make it better, smarter, purplish, more green, more yellow. Dude, just be me. Saw a man's paintings this morning. A guy named he's not a friend of mine. I don't know him. I'm sure I will meet him sometime. George Bodine, or I think it's Bodine. George Bodine. He's an artist, and I saw a painting he did about 3 or 4 months ago. I was like, wow, dude. Now that guy's an artist. Then he did another piece. He just put it out. I fell in love with it, man. Now, I really like it, okay? I mean, I really like his painting. The funny thing is, though, I immediately look at his painting and I look at mine. I'm like, oh, wow, he's so much better than me, dude. Here, I wonder if I can show this painting, actually. I will advertise him because I thought it was freaking awesome. I don't know if I can do that, actually, on this. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful painting. But see, what I do is I admire his painting, and then I go and judge it against mine. And I'm like, well, one thing, we're totally different. I mean, our style is different. I'm not a finesse guy. I never have been. But you see what happens? See, I start comparing against something that I admire, and I'm like, oh wow, man. That's so much better. I shouldn't show any of my art. Okay. Why? But it bugs me. You can even see how it slowed down my communication to you. Okay. I get into this. Oh shit, I'm not any good. The thumbnail that I used for the space this morning is from a painting that's worth about $60 million. It's a Motherwell or Motherall. I can't compare myself against that painting. I just need to be able to embrace George's beauty and go, wow, dude, look at that. Okay. I don't need to shame myself that I can't. Look, I'm not George. I'm Gary. I do shit like this. Like it, don't like it, whatever, man. I am Gary Cardone. I am not my social security number. I am not my net worth. I am not the amount of Bitcoin I have. I am me, man. The question is, am I me here at 10:30 in the morning on Sundays? And am I the same me everywhere else? Am I the same me on a date with a woman? Am I the same me in front of my kids? Am I the same me in front of a really rich guy that's got something I want? Or do I start to manufacture something that I believe that I manufactured from my belief system, none of which I have ever taken the time to prove out? Not one of them, dude. Your dad said, shake a man's hand really hard. Dude, if you shake my hand really hard, you will never shake my hand. I'll never let that's ridiculous to come smash my hand. That's just showing how insecure you are. Okay. Women, why do you always have to hug me if we're doing business? Like that freaks me out a little bit, right? I don't even know why I just said that, but it does freak me out a little bit. Like, what are we doing business or are we doing girl and boy things? Because I don't have any guys come up and give me a breast in business. They hey, what's up, man? So I don't know why I said that. See how weird I am? I find it peculiar. Anthony says, I hate a hard handshake's one thing. Crushing my hand is a little different. Okay, I'm already short. You ain't got to prove how strong you are. Compromising. You're going to hate this. The greatest blasphemy is me distorting my true self. It's a whole page here. Compromising, tolerating that itch and not relieving it. You have to scratch the itch, okay? The problem is most people are unwilling to be uncomfortable. Am I willing to be uncomfortable until I am comfortable in my own skin? You don't even get there, man. I want to be like George. See, I just did it. Dude, look at George's paintings. By the way, somebody send George some. I really do admire his work. Send this little clip to him. But I'm not George. I'm totally different than George. I couldn't be George if I wanted to, guys. You can't be me. People go, I am Gary Cardone. No, you are not Gary Cardone. You do not want to be me. You'll shoot your face, okay? Like being me is not fun all the time. I assure you, you do not want to be me. I assure you, you do not want to be Elon Musk. I'm not even sure how. Listen, it's hard enough just living in my own little deal, okay? I'm pretty sure you ain't going to be able to do it. By the way, nothing that looks like my life, the way you believe my life to be is not the way it is. You just look at all the pretty stuff, man. You don't see that one of my dogs there's so many things you don't see. And this is really what today, this Sunday, the third session of year 2 is really about, hey, look, are you seeing reality, folks? What do I believe in that I am so sure is true, but I've never really confirmed that it is so because I've never even challenged my own belief system. I hear so many damn arguments between human beings, and I'm like, they don't even really know for sure what they believe in. And it's not that they're trying to like obfuscate or you just don't know what you don't know. I would write that down. What don't I know? And what do I know for certain that, in fact, I've never challenged myself about? I don't think you're any more qualified to be an enlightened being if you are in a religion and you've never bothered to ask yourself if, in fact, your religion has any basis for reality? Why is it that you would be indoctrinated not to ask that question? Why would it be that you're indoctrinated with your company not to ask just legitimate questions? Be careful. Be careful what you pray for, folks, because when you start noticing how many anomalies there are on this planet, how many outpoints, how many things in this universe that don't line up, including every human being you know who believes they know, I know nothing. I don't even know why you guys are sitting here listening to me other than this. Wow, we finally have one man who's got a modicum of success, who can communicate. At least I may not be the best communicator, but I am most certainly attempting to communicate as an instrument and as authentically and honestly as I possibly can. And I am here to tell you that I know absolutely nothing. Zero, for sure. And I think that's powerful. I don't know why everyone wants to believe that they have great certainty. Why? One, it's actually just hard for you to even prove any of it. But two, isn't it easier to go, hey, look, I'm always curious. Does a butterfly really have any control over anything? Does a caterpillar really have any control over anything? Like you really think you're well above the old butterfly or the whale? I am not convinced that human beings are the most intelligent species ever discovered on this planet. If we are, dude, we are fucked up. I mean, think about it. What organism kills so many people? What organism kills so many living creatures, man? If I was coming down here, back to this A3, this 3-eye atlas, 3-eye atlas, what are the odds of that being its name? What are the odds of that being the name of a comet that is behaving so oddly? 3-eye atlas. The reason I bring that up is I think humanity is getting ready to be shocked over how much they don't know. I think we're getting ready to be made aware that our world is not anywhere near what we thought it was. And if that is true, prepare, you should. Prepare yourself in any case, because to me, there's no downside whether we're getting ready to move through this new evolutionary kind of period, which I hope for. That's where I think I'm moving. I think I am evolving. I think I am evolving. And I got to tell you, I think it's happening rapidly. And I think a superpower of mine is going to be willing to question everything, to be willing to let go of every belief system I have about life, the world, human species, life, living. I mean, let's just ask yourself this question. Can you really define the word living, what it means? Life. What does life really mean? I'm not sure that I can. I mean, how much of my life is full life versus am I just 99% life or 90% life or 60? Like, what is life? I am, dude. It's like every time I get confused, I just have to get back to I am and answer the question. I am life. I am life. Okay. I don't really know what that means, other than to say, hey, I'm vibrating. Do I want to be a positive vibration or a negative vibration? Dude, I want to be a positive vibration. Now, maybe there's not a lot of difference. It feels different to me. It feels better to me to be positive. And by the way, sometimes in my life, I have not been able to be. I needed to actually embrace how numb and dumb and unsharp and unglossy and messy my frequency was. I needed to embrace the ugly frequency also. The anger, the rage, the, hey, this isn't fair. I don't like you. I don't trust you. Fuck you. All of that, man. I had to confront this energy and go, hey, where's all this energy coming from? Because other people are picking up on it. I am so glad other people picked up on it. Think about it. If no one would have, hey, man, you're too much. I don't like you. That's going to cost you $1 million. If no one would have pushed anything against me, I would have just kept behaving like an animal. But the true part is I was always uncomfortable with it. I was just pretending. Dude, when you're 22 years old, you start pretending. I'm watching my 18-year-old do it right now. She's just making shit up as she goes to justify what she's doing, but she's guessing. And she's guessing because she doesn't even know the questions to ask. That is a monster skill, folks. Learning to ask the right question. Learning to ask the right question. That's why if I get back to, oh, this is all about me, I am the right question. I ask the right questions. The right questions will start coming to me. Okay. I am what I imagine. That's what this show started out to be. Okay. I am what I imagine. And for you people that go, yeah, but that's cool, but I don't imagine. Oh, most certainly everyone imagines. You're imagining that you're not as good as me. You're imagining that when you're 60, you'll do this too. You're imagining that I should write a book. You're imagining that I'm a bad guy or I'm an ego freak, or you're imagining I'm someone else. See, all you're doing is comparing, man. You're spending your time looking at me instead of you're spending your time looking at you. And that's why I brought up George and his art. I looked at something beautiful and went, oh, wow, I'm not that good. See, I show you a $60 million painting, the mother well that I put in this thumb thing. I don't really have that. I mean, I have a little bit, if I'm honest. Always, always comparing. Last week, I ended my page last week with I am not. Folks, most of you cannot do what I am doing. You can't do the I am. You need to do the I am not part first. I have done so many I am nots. Okay. I am not. Let me tell you, this is the greatest skill here. You spend, tell you what, you spend 35 minutes on defining who you are not right after this class. You'll probably never have to do it again. If you do 35 minutes intense, I could probably sell these for like $10, $20, $30,000 a weekend. If you sit down for 35 minutes and define what you are not, who you are not, okay? I mean, down to the I am not a drug dealer. I am not a drug taker. I am not a bad guy. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a prostitute. I am not a bricklayer. I am not a manual laborer. I am not an idiot. Thousands of them, dude. Okay? Just do it. I am not. I am not Grant Cardone. I've never been Grant Cardone. Like I said, I am Nora Grant. See, you have to start tearing yourself away from these constructs, these cartoon images, these Superman. I am a superhero. That's cool, dude. I am a superhero. Okay. I am not a villain. I don't want to be a bad guy. I don't want to be a bad guy. Okay. I want to be a good guy. I have been a bad enough human being for a lifetime. I can literally go, wow, man, I'm going to be exceptional this lifetime. I am exceptional. I am not. I am not. I am not. Leaves me with pure I am. It's just going to be so much easier to deal with. Less mass, less thoughts. I tell you, doing art has been absolutely a fascinating experience for me. And the reason I come back to this is I've learned so much from too much, too little. The colors never argue with each other. It's fascinating to me. The colors don't jack with each other in paint. They seem to get along as long as I have some intention behind them. If I just throw a bunch of paint together and keep rubbing them, though, they get all muddied up. Indifferent, you can't tell one from the other, but any kind of intention, and they don't seem to struggle. I mean, wild colors. They don't fight each other. I fight. I am the one fighting. I have yet to plug myself into, I'm a 220 volt charge trying to play on 110 volt. I'm a 220 volt, 50 amp powerhouse trying to plug into a fucking flashlight, man. Right? You're unbelievably powerful, folks. Like, I am talking to you, okay? You that's listening. You're here for a reason. There's 5,000 people in here, okay? The world is begging for the right frequency to plug into. The world is begging for some clarity, for some light, it's not hope, man. Like, you don't need fear and hope. Fear and hope are kind of the same thing. Like, I don't hope for anything. Hope is not a strategy. It's not a plan. I am the plan. I am the strategy. I am the tactic. I am You want to make God great? Be great, dude. I am God. I am great. I am. I mean, when I say I am God, I'm not trying to like, oh, I am uh, so much more than what I am pretending to be. I am so much more than what I have come to believe I am, and therefore you are too. There's you've maybe dug like stop using a spoon to dig your treasure. Okay, the spoon you need to use is answer this question: I am fill in the blank. Whatever that answer turns out to be, this world will be spectacular because it is a one of one. Mankind has not shown a very consistent history of being able to value unique one of oneness, unique one of one creations in the lifetime in which they were created. Mankind, for some reason or another, needs 30 or 40 years and a loss, a death of the writer, the philosopher, the light. The death of that light sometimes needs to occur so that people can take it more seriously, in earnest. And they look back and go, oh my God, we had a genius among us and we didn't pay attention. Whether that's Buddha or Jesus or any of the great philosophers, any of the great writers, artists, believers, the Galileos of the world, the people that gave up their lives suffered, man. They suffered for being oddballs, okay? For asking hard questions. I think the hardest question on the planet, I think the hardest question in the universe and the easiest question in the universe is answering the question, I am. I am, and this will not be stagnant, okay? I am becoming who I am. You're gonna look at my life and you're gonna go, look at all the things he did. You know, I'll make some money and then I'll go do what he's doing right now. It was a mistake for me. I should have paused and done this a long time ago. Maybe the world would be in a different position. I am telling you right now, finding I am, you will never, ever be too early to the party. There is no amount of money that you're going to make that if you delay getting to know the I am me, there's no girl, no child, no nothing, dude. No treasure that you will enjoy and experience more than the discovery of your own treasure. And as soon as you figure out your treasure, you're going to be able to embrace me, dude. We're no longer even competing because we're one of ones. All like being artists, interacting, creating, supporting. I want to support your genius, dude. I do not want to support. I refuse to support you acting like you're something less than you are. I would rather congratulate you for like doing something stupidly extreme. Like, oh, I'm way up here. Good, dude. Shoot for it. I am me. I am Gary Thomas Cardone. There is never going to be another one of me. I can waste this time, or I can sit here and go, like, there's a part of me right now going, bro, what are you doing? Literally sitting right over here. What are you doing? You know what I'm doing? I'm doing what other men should have done. There is no more important thing than philosophy. There is no more important thing than strong men, strong women, without shoving shit down people's throat, take the time to consider what the fuck we're doing here, who we are, why we're here, and to be able to become bigger entities than the human race is yet to become. It is abysmal. I would give us a D minus. If you were scoring this organism, you would give us a low grade, man. We've had how many years to figure this out, and we're not getting better. I am getting better. I am going to change the world today. I am the light. I am the truth. I am infinite. There is nothing there. Everything on the planet's available to me. All I have to do is learn how to attract it. I am me. My voice. I am aware of me, and I am aware of my purpose, my frequency, and how I can be the most harmonic Gary on this planet in this moment right now, dude. I am a light. I am a ripple. I am a blast of energy. Okay. I am embracing it, and I beg you, embrace your brilliance. Okay. You are brilliant. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And if you're thinking, no, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, yes, you are. You need to make it scream, dude. Okay. If you hate yourself for me saying this, or if you hate me for saying it, I'm only irritating. I'm making you scratch, dude. You got an itch, you need to scratch it. I am itchy. Okay. If you're not itchy, you should say, I am itchy. Find my itches, find my itches, find my itches, find my itches. Discomfort is a gift. Your emotions are not to be washed in, bathed in. You don't have to give your life a fucking emotional enema. I feel anger. I go, why am I angry about that? I need to deal with that. But I do not need to live in the anger, man. There's no value there. There's value in me looking at self and taking responsibility for me. See that plant a tree? The tree is me, dude. I am the tree. All right, let's wrap up here. This is your last day on this planet. This is your last day on this planet. What do I do? This is my last day on this planet. What am I going to do? I am me. I am going to be the most me I can possibly be this day. My last day. I will most certainly be 100% me. Imagine, dude. We just all wake up every morning going, this is my last day, dude. I'm being me. Fuck everything. I am me. We can change the world, okay? One man can alter everything. One light is all that a human needs to see. One light, one little glimmer. We spend all our time looking at all the bad shit. One light. You cannot be guided by multiple lights, okay? There is one truth sitting inside of me. It ain't 30. I am the light. I would beg you all to, in respect of the hour and a half we spent today, go out and be nice to somebody today, okay? Somebody you don't know, okay? Somebody you don't know. It's got to be a little inconvenient. You know, give them $100 to fix their tire, or I don't know what you do. Whatever is within your ability to be nice to another human being today doesn't take money. It just takes getting out of your own self and thinking about Wow, I wonder what that person's going through right now. Because I'll tell you something, okay? That person did not see this show this morning. They did not see the show this morning, and they had nowhere else to go either. They had no churches to go to. They had no mentors to go. Dude, there's so many people struggling. There are so many people that are blinded by the insanity of this planet, and they're just dead. They're not alive. They're not. Just be grateful, okay? Be grateful for what you don't have and be grateful for what you do have. God bless you guys. Thank you very much. Please, please do something nice for somebody today and be your very best me. Love you guys.